Сегодня вместе с нами будет присутствовать представитель вуза Камила Андриани, которая непосредственно присоединится из университета и будет рассказывать вам информацию. Меня зовут, как я сказала, Ольга. Сегодня вместе со мной команда студиары Италии. Это Виктория, Диана и Владимир, которые всегда на связи с вами в нашем офисе в Москве, в Петербурге, и также у нас есть представительство в Казахстане. Мы всегда готовы вам помогать с выбором университета, с процедурой зачисления, с легализацией документов и визовой поддержкой, и всячески способствовать тому, чтобы вы успешно поступали в университеты Италии и могли выехать на учебу. А, Для тех, кто подключается, еще расскажу, что сегодня мы проводим презентацию одного из лучших и самых крупных университетов Италии, университет Падуи, в котором вы сегодня узнаете, есть огромное количество факультетов, множество программ на английском и на итальянском языке, возможности для стипендий и разные другие интересные и важные моменты. Я немножечко расскажу о том, как будет построено мероприятие. Во-первых, попрошу вас выключить звук для того, чтобы не мешать Камиле делать основную презентацию, чтобы связь была устойчивой. Первая половина презентации будет посвящена непосредственно фактам об университете. В течение этой первой части вы можете писать вопросы в чате, которые вас волнуют, и мы будем на них отвечать уже во второй части презентации, озвучивать их и давать вам ответы на вопросы. Хочу посоветовать вам сначала дослушать основные слайды, потому что на них, как правило, уже есть ответы на многие ваши вопросы. Тем не менее, мы обязательно озвучим и будем отвечать на все ваши вопросы во второй части презентации. Рада, что сегодня с нами так много участников, и они продолжают подключаться. Мои коллеги, я вижу, что уже направили в чат наши контакты. Пока подключаемся, можете сохранить себе наш сайт и контакты, чтобы вы могли в любой момент с нами связаться. Думаю, что многие из вас с нами уже знакомы, может, кто-то с нами уже поступал в университеты. Рады всех вас видеть. И буквально через пару минут, я думаю, что мы можем начать. Вижу, что очень многие уже подключились. Итак, наша компания, еще расскажу, является официальным. Наша компания, во-первых, существует уже более 15 лет, является официальным представительством университетов Италии, государственных и частных. Мы помогаем со всеми вопросами. Мы проводим выставку итальянского образования каждый год в октябре, где участвуют разные университеты. Мы проводим отдельные мероприятия лучших итальянских университетов, как сегодня презентацию университета города Падуи. Мы помогаем с выбором вуза и правильным выбором программы, рассказываем о том, как нужно подготовить документы, проверяем их и помогаем сделать ваш комплект документов максимально корректным и правильным и увеличить ваши шансы на поступление. Также, поступая в Италию, есть некоторые моменты с легализацией документов в консульстве и апостилированием документов. Во всем этом мы хорошо разбираемся, поэтому можете не беспокоиться обо всех этих деталях, а также о том, как получить учебную визу. Ваша задача выбрать свой университет, свою программу, и остальные все вопросы мы будем рады решить за вас. Я прошу прощения за долгое вступление и думаю, что мы должны начать. И я с большой радостью предоставляю слово Камиле и желаю вам приятного просмотра презентации, призываю вас к активному участию и пишите свои вопросы в чате, на которые мы ответим во второй части. Dear Camila, welcome. We're pleased to see you and proud to have one more presentation of Università di Padova with the Studiare in Italia. And I think we can start, and the majority of participants already joined. So please, let's start.
Sure. So let me just start by sharing my screen. Okay, you can see it. Can you see it properly?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. So thank you. Thank you to the entire Studiare in Italia team for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Camilla. I'm the head of the International Recruitment Unit at the University of Padova. And today I'm here to just give you an introduction about our university, the city of Padua, the academic offer, the services, and of course, to answer to all your questions at the end of the webinar. So we are one of the 5 oldest universities in Europe. We were established in 1222, so we actually have more than 800 years, and we've been pretty proud to have been among the best universities ever since. As you can see in our position for the main in the main international rankings. And what has allowed us to be and remain among the top higher education institutions in Europe and around the world is the strong academic excellence and the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach that our academic offer continues to personalize. I'm sure that you are quite familiar with the names on screen. Galileo Galilei was actually one of our professors at the University of Padua. His desk is still there. Copernicus studied at our university, and we also had some historical milestones in the field of both medicine and botanical sciences, having had the first anatomical theater established in 1594 and the first university botanical garden established in 1545. Both of them are still there today. The anatomical theater remains as a museum to visit, while the University Botanical Garden is accessible, and actually free entrance is available to our students. We continue to achieve academic excellence today. I've just included a few pictures on screen to show you how we do this in present times. So at the bottom you see, at the bottom right, you see the new campus for engineering. Top right, a student-led project with the European Space Agency, with whom we have a strong and close collaboration, and another student project with an electric Formula One car. So still continue to be, a key player in innovation and research. We are home to over 70,000 students, and 10% roughly are international students, so a growing international students community. And when you will be enrolling at our university, you'll have the possibility to experience a true Italian lifestyle, getting a taste, as you can see in the picture, of our beautiful country and of course of our cuisine, but also enjoy the city, and thanks to the strategic location of Padua, being able to travel all around Italy, and I would add all around Europe as well. Padua is strategically located very close to Venice. Imagine jumping on a train and 20 minutes you are in Venice, but also very well connected with other Italian and European cities. It's also home to 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One is the Botanical Garden I mentioned a while ago. The second one is the fresco cycle in the Scrovegni Chapel. So you will definitely surround yourself with art, history, and culture. And you will definitely live in a college city. As a matter of fact, our students account for more than 30% of the city population. So Padova is definitely a mid-sized town, very young, vibrant, with a very active social life. And a city that is definitely centered around the student. You will see around the presentation many pictures with bikes. It's definitely because biking is the most common means of transportation in our city, and that just shows how easily it is to get around and to move around Padova. The whole city is actually our campus. This map here may not tell you a lot right now, but highlighted in red are all the university buildings. And the map basically shows you the city center. This is just to show you the strong connection between the city and the university, which have grown together and expanded together throughout these 800 years. So do not expect an isolated campus, nothing like this. The campus is the city and the city is the campus. Now, just a quick introduction to our Italian education system to know exactly what is expected from you to access the different levels. So to enter higher education, to enter university in Italy, you need to have at least 12 years of prior education. In the case of the education system of the majority of the schools in your country, if you don't meet this requirement, you will need either to take a foundation year and complete it successfully, or to enroll in the first year of university in your country. In this case as well, you will need to take all the exams that are expected from the first year of university, just to meet the requirement concerning the 12 years of prior education. When you enter university in Italy, you can, depending on what you want to study, you will be able to choose between a bachelor's degree of 3 years or a single cycle degree that normally lasts 5 or 6 years, depending on the discipline. Just mentioning a few single cycle degrees: medicine and surgery, law, architecture are some of them. When you have a bachelor, you can decide to enroll in a master's degree program, and we'll see the specific entry requirements just in a while. We, as I said before, we are a comprehensive university that basically teaches every field of studies. I would say, except for fashion and design that are normally taught in specific institutions in Italy. And we do have 32 departments that are grouped in 8 schools, resulting in more than 250 degree programs, 61 of which are entirely taught in English. These are the bachelor's degree programs that are held in English: animal care, psychological science, techniques and methods in psychological science, information engineering, biology of human and environmental health. All these programs that I just mentioned opened their call for application for non-European students on January 7th and will close it on the 7th of March. The following, so Earth and Climate Dynamics and Italian Medieval and Renaissance Studies, opened a call in November and will close on the 2nd of February. So just 2 weeks left for these last 2 programs. A different story is for medicine and surgery, which is a single cycle degree and for which the application will open in summer. Don't worry if you don't get to grasp all the informations and the details that I'm giving now. We'll definitely send you a follow-up with all the information you require. In terms of master, the academic offer becomes even broader, with master's degree programs offered by all of our schools, from agricultural sciences to economics, political sciences, human and social sciences and cultural heritage, psychology, engineering, sciences, and medicine. Now, what I would like to highlight from these 2 slides is that the programs of the School of Economics and Political Sciences will close the call for application on February 2nd, and they will not open a second call for application. So if your interest lies here, the best advice I can give you is to hurry up and submit your application by February 2nd. All the other programs, well, I should say the majority of our programs, of other programs, will open a second call for application. All the programs where you see LTD, limited, follow a different call from the 7th of January to the 7th of March. And these would be psychology, all the masters in psychology, medicine, so medical biotechnologies and pharmaceutical biotechnologies, masters, and one study track of mathematical engineering. I do not expect you to keep everything, to learn this by heart. I will give you all the links so that you can verify the exact dates of the program of your interest. So I've summed them up here. So basically, the majority follows call 1, 2nd of November to the 2nd of February, and some programs may open for call 2. It depends on the number of seats available. The only ones that definitely will not open a second call are from economics and political sciences. Limited access programs only open for the call that is called on the application platform Call 1 Limited, 7 of January, 7 of March. So where can you find all this information and where can you submit your application? Exactly on this platform, apply.unipd.it. It's an extremely user-friendly platform, and when you select the program of your interest, a number of tasks will appear. Each of the tasks has a dedicated description telling you exactly which documents you need to upload and by when. So every task has a specific deadline. Some programs, those with limited access, also have a call for admission, a document stating the procedure, the entry test, if any, the deadlines, and the number of seats for both European and non-European students. We also created some useful resources, a how to apply guide, a how to apply video tutorial, and we tried to be as detailed as possible in the descriptions of the task so that you will know exactly what is required on your hand. Once you completed the application platform, you pay for the application fee and do not forget to click on submit by the given deadline. The general requirements, I mentioned them earlier on, but what I would like to emphasize is that the application platform on the program page has the specific requirements for the program, so make sure that you read it carefully. In terms of document, you would need a valid passport. If you do not have it at the moment of application, you can also use your ID, but please start your process because you will need a valid passport for your visa. Your entry title, it's mandatory for us to assess your application. If you are enrolled in your last year of high school or your last year of university, you can provide us with an enrollment certificate stating that you will be completing your last year by July. The transcript of records or a provisional one in case you're still studying, your CV, a motivation letter when required, and a language certificate. Now, the language certificate, the level generally is a B2. Some programs require a C1. It's not mandatory at the time of application, so if you don't have it, do not worry. You will be given time until the end of July to provide us with the language certificate. Now, here are the specific requirements for Russia to access bachelor's and master's degree. This list is also published on our website, and again, there's a specific link on the program's webpage from which you can access it. The same works for Kazakhstan. So in this case, we also have a minimum threshold that needs to be met in order for your application to be assessed. So please make sure that you check the minimum GPA required. If you do not meet these requirements, I would advise you against applying, because your application will not even reach the academic committee. It will be failed for not meeting the administrative requirements. So it's very important to check all of this before submitting your application. So basically that's the process at a glance. Again, the first step is to register on our application platform, but we also have useful resources scattered around the website, video tutorials. We have a frequently asked questions sections and many guides to help you submit your application in a proper way. Now, fees and scholarships. I know this is also always a very popular topic. So basically, our tuition fees ranges between 2,800 to 3,000 euros per academic year, and the payment is divided into 3 installments. So 204 euros upon admission to confirm your place, to secure your place. And then the second and the third installment will not be due respectively until February and May 2026. So just to help you budget, you know that you come to Italy, you basically complete the first semester before having to pay the second installment of February. Now, why the tuition fees are so low? Considering that our ranking among the top 250 universities in the world, this because this high quality education that I've been speaking about so far actually comes at a fraction of its real cost. The other part is subsidized by the state. So this is what you pay, but it's definitely not the real cost of your education. And I would like to mention that our tuition fees are the same for Italian, EU students and non-EU students. So everyone pays the same tuition fees. We also have merit-based scholarships that are awarded by our university. To Padua International Excellence, scholarships that are offered by the departments, and tuition fee waivers. These are only available during call 1, so the first call for every program, and no separate application is needed. So basically, when you apply for a program, you are automatically included in the selection for the scholarship, and you will know whether you received the scholarships that we finance or not before having to accept your place. So I'm just giving you an example to make it clearer. For whoever is applying for the call 1, the one that ends on February 2nd, you will know by mid-March whether you have been awarded a scholarship, and the deadline for you to accept your place will be towards the end of the month. So you can wait until you see the rankings before making your decision. The same goes for limited access program. So the call for non-European students will close on the 7th of March. Mid-April, we will have the rankings and the scholarship awardees, and by the end of the month, you'll be required to accept your place. There are also scholarships and fee waivers that are awarded by national and international organizations and institutions. So for all of these, there's a separate application which is needed. They are all grouped on our dedicated scholarship page on the website, because we like to promote all the opportunities that are available to you, even if we don't manage them directly. And to end the presentation before leaving space to your question, I would just like to share with you our services system, which is really centered around our university. We have been trying along the years to implement services for every stage of the student journey, from the very beginning, from orientation, which I'm basically doing right now, to arrival in Padova, to your life in Padova, to your, of course, to your academic career. And why not? We try to help you out a little bit during your leisure time as well. So the first point of reference at this time is the Global Engagement Office, which I represent today. And along the recruitment unit, along with the Welcome and Admission Office, will guide you from application until enrollment. You also have the opportunity to chat with our current international students through the Unibody platform if you want to get, a perspective which is from a student and not from somebody who works at the university. And if you happen to come to Italy, you can book a campus tour and explore our facilities. We also regularly organize online events where you can meet the team, but also your future professors and our international students and alumni. Before arriving in Padova, you'll have the possibility to chat and interact with other admitted students like you through an app which is called Going to UniPD. And this is something that has been implemented last year because we were getting feedback from students that one of the most critical part for them was actually after having received their admission letter, and basically the stage from admission to enrollment where a lot is at stake, and they had fears, doubt, they didn't really know how to manage this part of the process. And we thought that, giving our students, our admitted students, a tool to interact with their peers and share their doubts, their concerns, and help each other around, start making relationship before coming to Padova could be a useful tool. And indeed it was. We've had a great feedback about the app. On average, every student on the Going Up has made 32 connections. That means arriving to Padova knowing at least 32 persons. Some of them actually planned their trip together. Other maybe like organized, actually there are students organizing trips before even coming to Padova. It's basically a social media, but protected, in a protected zone, only with students that will enroll in the first year. So it's great to know people that come from your country that will enroll in the same programs that you've selected, and so on. Once you arrive in Padova, you'll be also assigned a tutor buddy, so a senior student who's in Padua and can help you with very practical things. And we have an immigration support services to help you out with your residence permit, which is a critical part of the process. And we also have an office of the Italian national healthcare system directly at our university. So if you wish to register to the Italian national healthcare system, you can do it directly at the university without having to browse around the town. During, to look for accommodation, we have a housing office that can help you both find accommodation and with contract consultation. So let's say you found an accommodation through a friend or through maybe Facebook or Instagram or one of the online groups, but you're not sure, whether you can trust the landlord or whether the contract is right. You can seek assistance from our housing office. It's free of charge, and you will know whether the contract is a proper contract or not. And this is another service that has been highly appreciated by our international students. Once you're in Padova, you can, of course, enjoy discounts on bike sharing, public transport, and you will also have the possibility, if you wish to work on campus through our student collaboration contracts or to find a part-time job. Part-time job, I do remind you that you can work up to 20 hours a week because you will be coming in Italy with a study visa. So your main purpose needs to be studying and not working, of course. The average living cost is approximately 750 to 800 euros per month, and these will include accommodation, utilities, groceries, and why not, some personal extras as well. While studying, actually even before arriving, you will have an additional point of reference based in your department called International Desk. So basically every department where we have programs held in English have an international desk who's there to support international students throughout their study careers. Sometimes you interact with them before arrival. You will definitely interact with them upon arrival during welcome meetings and onboarding activities. We also have a mobility office in case you want to go on Erasmus Plus, maybe 6 months or a year abroad for traineeship or to write your thesis or simply to study. And of course, among the other services, you can learn a new language at the University Language Center. And you can also, in case you need any support, refer to our psychological assistance service. We have a tutoring office and inclusion office. While the services that I mentioned until the international desk are solely dedicated to international students, all mentioned afterwards, so mobility office, university language center, psychological assistance center, tutoring and inclusion are services that are dedicated to the entire student community. And all of them, of course, are provided in Italian and in English. In terms of leisure, we have a university sports center. And we also encourage you to refer to Erasmus Student Network, which organizes many events around the cities. So it's a great opportunity to make new friends coming from all over the world. Last but not least, we do have a portfolio of summer schools. So if you want to get a taste of our academic life, I do invite you to browse through our summer schools offer. We have programs for all levels, from high school students to bachelor, master, and PhD students. Most of them take place in the month of July, and you will find all the details by scanning the QR code on the website. The call for application for the summer schools will open on February 3rd and it will close on the 20th of March. So it's indeed a great way if you want to dig deeper in a subject. If you are uncertain about your future and you want to, sample our academic life and also our way of teaching, or if you simply want, to experience the university firsthand before, in 1 or 2 weeks during summer, which is, by the way, a great time to be in Italy. Now I finish my presentation, and I do thank all of you for staying with me until the end. And Olga, if you agree, we can open the Q&A session. I've seen some questions popping up in the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Camila, for such an informative presentation, and at the same time so quick. So I'm really impressed how many useful information you could give during that short time. So, так что давайте, перейдем к вашим вопросам. First question from Valentina is, what does it mean limited access program? And what about other programs? Are they absolutely free?
Okay, yeah, I know it's it can generate some confusion. Limited access programs means that they have a specific number of seats for both European and non-European students. So there's a call of admission that states exactly how many students will be accepted in the program. So we can not go not one person above the program that above the number that is indicated in the call for admission. It's very strict. On the other hand, the other programs, we don't call them unlimited because truly they are not unlimited. There is, of course, a cap, but there is much more flexibility. So it's up to the academic committee to decide how many students they will accept. Normally, it really depends, especially for programs that have labs and that need to make sure that the size of the class is not too big. But I would say that the average number of students per program ranges between 80 and 100 for masters, a little above for bachelors. And that will include European and non-European students.
Thanks a lot, Камила. Вкратце скажу, что многих, наверное, заинтересовало, чем отличаются программы с ограниченным доступом и с открытым доступом. С ограниченным доступом это программы, для которых выделено определенное количество мест и для итальянцев, и для иностранных студентов. На остальных программах там не так строго с количеством мест и возможностей больше. The next question is, which foundation year programs do you accept? And I also have seen another question, if University of Padova is going to implement its own foundation program soon.
Okay, so no, we are not going to implement a foundation program. We do accept foundation programs from accredited Italian universities, and only those that are from comprehensive universities. So no AFAM. The AFAM are the foundation year for fashion and design, so those cannot be used to enter our university. My advice is always to double check with the team at Studiare in Italia, as they know exactly which are the foundation years that we accept. I know that many are popping up around and over the years. What I can tell you is to choose one in Italy by an officially accredited university.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Camila. I will repeat quickly in Russian, as it's
Sure.
really important. Да, мне хотелось бы еще раз повторить на русском языке. Во-первых, для тех, кто сегодня с нами присутствует, те, кто планирует поступать на бакалавриат, важно помнить, что если у вас школьное образование длится 11 лет, то есть вы учитесь в России или в Казахстане, то вам обязательно нужно восполнить недостающий 12-й год обучения, прежде чем поступать в итальянский университет. Поэтому всем школьникам, которые учатся по стандартной системе, нужно отучиться или один курс в университете, аккредитованном в России и Казахстане, или пройти обучение на программе Foundation Year. К сожалению, программы Foundation нет в самом университете Падуи, но ее можно пройти в других государственных вузах Италии. Вы можете обратиться к нам в Studiare in Italia, чтобы узнать, где эта программа проходит и как на нее поступить. Важно, чтобы эта программа проводилась в многопрофильном университете, а не в специализированном университете, особенно категории АФАМ, то есть это вузы моды и дизайна, которые предлагают отдельное творческое образование. Вам нужна программа в многопрофильном вузе. So next question. What documents do I need if I finish my college in Kazakhstan? I'm planning to get a bachelor's degree. Maybe we can just either show a list of documents once more. Спасибо за ваши вопросы. Мы попробуем сейчас показать слайд по документам. И также вы можете после вебинара запросить в Studiare in Italia список или посмотреть на сайте университета документы, которые нужны для поступления. Кстати, колледж признается как 12-летнее образование. То есть те, кто закончил школу 11 классов, им нужен недостающий год. Если у вас полностью законченный колледж, то вы можете поступать сразу на программу бакалавриата. И вот, да, благодаря Камиле мы видим слайд, где вы понимаете, что для поступления вам нужно показать паспорт, ваше образование в России. Вы можете поступать, находясь на последнем курсе бакалавриата или на последнем курсе магистратуры, не обязательно иметь законченный диплом. Нужно показать выписку оценок за последние 2 года, если вы еще учитесь. Нужно будет предоставить резюме, мотивационное письмо — это очень важный документ, где вы пишете о том, почему вы поступаете в этот вуз и на эту программу, и подтвердить свой языковой уровень, который должен быть не ниже B2, как для программ на английском, так и для программ на итальянском языке. Thank you so much, Camila. So I think we can go to the next question. What about A-level students? Their results are released in mid-August. Can I still apply? Camila, sorry, we don't
Sorry,
hear you.
yes, I didn't realize my mic was on mute. Yes, we are aware that there are some schools that release their documents a little later. So we do receive every year many students from A level, so do not worry. Just make sure that you upload your certificate of enrollment on the application platform, and we will grant you an extension based on the A-level deadlines. So not a problem.
Thank you so much. The next question is, do you have minor and major programs?
No, it's something that is not actually part of the Italian education system. So actually you will, the only, let's say, the thing that resembles it the most, it's the possibility of choosing a study track or a curriculum within one program. The majority of our programs, especially in engineering, in science and also in economics, have different study tracks, and you can just see the one that you find is the is best suited to you. That's the most similar thing we have to minors.
Thank you, Камила. Да, вкратце повторюсь, что эта система minor and major — это британская система. В Италии немного по-другому строится образование. И здесь наиболее близко — это выбор специализации, да, и определенного трека обучения в рамках программы. Таким образом вы углубляетесь в какую-то определенную сферу. Camille, next question is in Russian, and it says, do you have any grants for Russian students?
Not specifically for Russian students. We have grants for international students, and those would be those I mentioned earlier on.
Thanks. Да, стипендии предоставляются не только для российских, но вообще для всех студентов и для non-European студентов. Камила в рамках презентации показала нам разные виды стипендий. Мы, как студиары Италии, по нашему опыту, советуем вам обращать внимание в первую очередь на merit-based стипендии от самого университета, которые могут покрыть стоимость обучения и проживания. Также были перечислены отдельные стипендии от правительства Италии, стипендия Invest Your Talent, которая доступна только для Казахстана, не для России, МАЭЧи, которая доступна для России в том числе. Обо всех этих нюансах можем вам также подсказать и помочь с подачей документов на стипендию. Is the application fee for ISEA-based regional scholarship managed online in case of Padova University? The application process managed through university website or separately?
Okay.
If you wish, Camila, I can say just a few words about.
Yeah.
Actually, I already said in my previous phrase that we really motivate students to pay attention, first of all, to merit-based scholarships, but still some of students consider regional scholarship.
Yeah, well, concerning the regional scholarships, I can tell you that we will not know anything until June. That's when the call for application opens. And every year we are seeing a decrease in the number of scholarships that the region makes available to international students. So we normally do not recommend banking on a regional scholarship, because you are not sure you will get it, and the results are normally published in November. So it's too late. In our opinion, it's too late to know whether you receive a scholarship or not in the month of November, where you should be studying for at least 2 months in Padova.
Thank you, Камила. Да, вкратце скажу, что многие из вас интересуются стипендиями региональными, которые называются или ДСУ, или имеют другое название в регионах. Обращаем ваше внимание, что условия подачи документов на эти стипендии публикуются только в июне. Камила подсказывает, что каждый год количество мест сокращается, именно поэтому мы тоже рекомендуем больше обращать внимание на merit-based стипендии, то есть стипендии по талантам студента, по его профилю. И к тому же стипендии региональные, их результаты выходят уже тогда, когда вы уже учитесь в университете, то есть это поздней осенью, иногда даже зимой, поэтому есть много разных особенностей. Можем отдельно вас проконсультировать, но считаем правильным воспользоваться возможностью именно merit-based стипендий, о которых вы узнаете результат сразу же после зачисления, можете спокойно планировать свою поездку, и это, конечно, намного комфортнее. So next question is about exams. Do I need to receive an access from university to pass the English TOEIC I, or I can submit it by myself?
I'm not understanding the question.
Do I need to receive... Алексей, мы немножко не совсем понимаем, да, суть вопроса. Понятно, что для поступления на бакалавриат часто нужен вступительный экзамен, и они называются TOEIC, имеют разную специализацию. Обычно вы можете сдать, вот мои коллеги тоже, наверное, подскажут, вы можете сдать TOEIC несколько раз, и потом сдать TOEIC, точнее, один раз, и предоставлять их в разные университеты. Если вы хотите что-то более детально узнать, я думаю, что лучше тогда после презентации свяжитесь с нами, и консультанты Диана, Виктория, Владимир вам обязательно подскажут. Camila, there is a question from Valentina about the open day events. Maybe we can give kind of link to
well, at the moment yeah, I can share with all the participants the link to the open weeks that are online. The question was about, events in presence. So yes, in 1 month, actually, I believe it's from the 16th of February, there will be the open days, mainly for the programs held in Italian. For those held in English, as I mentioned before, we offer the opportunity to book a campus tour with one of our international desks. So let me just share the link in the chat to the page where you can find all this information.
Камила, да, те, кто хотел бы посмотреть университет, могут забронировать кампус-тур заранее. Также проводится много онлайн открытых дней открытых дверей, в которых вы можете участвовать. Такие офлайн крупные мероприятия обычно проходят по итальянским программам для местных студентов. Сейчас Камила направит вам ссылку. Thank you, Camila. If you're ready, we can go ahead.
Yes, sure.
With the next question. It's about the language requirement. So, does it mean on the separate parts of an IELTS exam, what is the score? So, if requirement is 6, does it mean?
So, actually, yes, the score should be 6 overall, but also a minimum 6 in all parts. What I can do is just to verify, since the student mentioned that the website only mentions the overall score. If she sends you the test, I can you just forward it to me, and I can verify and give her a precise information.
Thanks, Камила. Дарья, вы можете направить нам ваш сертификат. Действительно, по многим программам есть требование, чтобы был балл 6 по каждой из частей, но все-таки это надо проверить. Давайте вы нам скажете, на какую программу вы подаетесь, и отправите ваш сертификат, и мы уточним у университета. Next question. I'm in Italian, but I'm happy that my poor level allow me.
It's fine. If you consider single cycle degree, do you only need to translate the bachelor's degree? Actually, no, because single cycle degree you access them after high school, and then you earn a master's. So what we will consider is the high school diploma.
And I guess bachelor diploma in case of 12 year, yeah?
Yeah, well,
To prove the 12
yeah.
year.
The bachelor, yes, but we'll consider the high school diploma as the entry title that you need. And if you already have a bachelor, we will consider that to fulfill the 12 years requirement.
Good. Thanks, Камила. Итак, всем будет важно, наверное, повторить, что для поступления на бакалавриат нужно иметь законченную школу и 12-й год образования. Для поступления на магистратуру двухгодичную достаточно показывать диплом бакалавра. Для поступления на программы единого цикла поступление идет так же, как на бакалавриат. То есть нужно показывать школу. В случае Натальи она должна показать школу, на основании которой зачисляют, и свой диплом бакалавра как 12-й год. Я вижу, что у нас много вопросов, поэтому постараюсь идти быстрее. Can I apply for bachelor degree if my foundation year will not be completed until end of June? What is the
Yes.
final deadline?
No, they can apply even if they haven't completed their high school, their foundation, or their bachelor's. It's absolutely fine. Once you have completed it, you send us all the documents and we just transform your offer from conditional to full. So you just have to, because if you wait for you to complete your foundation year, you will not be able to apply. All applications, the latest application date is May 2nd, but for some programs, for the majority of bachelors actually, is March 7th.
Thanks, Камила. Алексей, вы можете поступать и должны поступать рано, пока открыта подача. У вас будет зачисление условное, conditional, с основанием, что вы закончите foundation, сдадите все экзамены, и как только вы получите аттестат, вы его подгрузите, ВУЗ подтвердит полностью ваше зачисление, вы сможете приступить к оформлению визы.
Sorry, Olga, that's actually something that is coming to mind, because if Alexei is doing the foundation year in Italy, he will be considered as an EU student. So the dates of the application for some programs will be different. Okay, so the best advice I can give is to check on the application platform, and also to check with Studiare in Italia team to make sure that he can identify the right time to apply.
Perfect, thanks, Камила. Да, Алексей, обратите внимание, что если вы учитесь на программе Foundation в Италии, то вы можете быть рассмотрены как итальянский студент, и для вас другие сроки подачи, их нужно отследить, и поэтому свяжитесь с нами, мы подскажем вам, как правильно запланировать вашу подачу. Коллеги, кто-то может меня подхватить на вопросах, какую-то часть? Диана?
Да. The next question is from Eva. So, can students get an Italian card upon arriving somehow?
I don't know exactly what Eva means with Italian card. You will have to, not can, you will have to get a residence permit, which is called permesso di soggiorno. The request needs to be done by 8 days from your arrival. So it's something that needs to be your priority when arriving in Italy. And
I think,
yeah.
Sorry. It's a question about credit card or debit cards, something like this.
Oh, sorry, I really didn't. An Italian credit card, yes, although there are some restrictions for Russian citizens. So not every bank will issue cards. We do have a number of Russian students, quite a good number, I would say. And I'm sure that some of them decided to get a card in Italy. Russian citizens are not the only nationalities that are affected by sanctions or restrictions in bank. There are other nationalities that face the same challenges, but there are banks that allow them to open a bank account and have a credit or a debit card.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will translate it into Russian quickly. Карточки открывают все иностранные студенты по прибытии в Россию, извините, по прибытии в Италию. Вот. Но сложности не только у российских студентов, сложности в целом у всех международных студентов. Но это все нормально. Вот. И вначале Камила упомянула, что по прибытии в Италию нужно обязательно в течение 8 рабочих дней подать документы на вид на жительство. Вот. Некоторые банки открывают карты для иностранных студентов, поэтому здесь нет никаких проблем. The next question is about residences and the opportunity to live on campus.
Yes, there are some residencies that are managed by the regional agencies, so not directly by the university. The reason why I didn't mention them in the presentation is quite similar, I would say, to the reason why I didn't mention the ISE, is because the competition for residence takes place in summer and the results are released in September. And we do prefer you to secure accommodation long before that, because in September it's quite tough to find housing. The number of seats, the number of beds, let's say, at residence reserved to international students is limited. So you definitely do not want to be here in September without knowing whether you have a roof on your head or not.
Thank you. So the next question is one of the most popular questions, I think.
And the answer is no. We do not accept Duolingo English test. That was a question, right?
Yeah, okay. About Duolingo.
No, Duolingo is not accepted. You will find the list of accepted English certificates on our website, and you will have the list of certificates and also the minimum score that is required. I'm just going to share the link with you in the chat so you can have a look at all of them.
And can you tell us something about TOEFL IBT Home Edition?
Yes.
So the test that we can pass at home.
Okay, we actually did not used to accept it. However, considering the difficulties that Russian students are facing to take a test in test center in presence, we have made an exceptions over the past couple of years. So the answer is yes.
Thank you. So the next question is about price. So does the university price depend on ISE? Can you maybe please open the slide with the price?
Yeah, I will open the slide, but it doesn't depend on ISE. It's a fixed tuition fees, so there's no reduction. The price ranges from 2,800 euros to 3,000. And the slide is this
one. Thank you.
Welcome.
So the next question is it possible to apply for two different fields, for two programs from different fields, or students should choose only one field for the application?
Thank you for the question, because I forgot to mention that you can actually apply up to 3 programs. However, I would not advise you to apply for programs in different fields. So, and the reason being, in Italy, the master you are applying for needs to be consistent with what you've studied during your bachelor. Now, if you are applying for a bachelor's, it's a little bit different. However, let's say that you are applying for animal care, psychological science, and information engineering, you can do it. Professors will not be too happy about your applications, as it doesn't really show a specific interest towards a field of study. The impression you're giving by making such a choice is that really and truly you do not know what you would like to study. So if you want to apply to cybersecurity, computer science, and ICT, it's fine. You can do it, and it will not raise any suspicion on your motivation to study, because the programs are within the same discipline, within the same field of studies. If you're applying from clinical psychology, applied science for cultural heritage, and management for sustainable firms, then yes, none of the 3 academic committee will highly or favorably consider your application, because it truly lacks motivation and interest towards a specific discipline.
Thank you. So the next question is also from Alexei about foundation year and language certificates. So if at the end of my foundation year, I'm awarded a B2 Italian language certificate, do I need to take the CHILS?
No. Also because you'll be residing in Europe, so no CHILS is needed.
And so the results of TOLC exam, so they must be attached to the application at the time of applying.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So the next question is...
The one in Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same about the possibility of having bank card in Italy. I will answer in Italian, so we answered in all languages. Allora, ci sono delle banche che non danno la possibilità di aprire un conto in banca, ma ce ne sono altre che danno la possibilità anche ai cittadini russi. Quindi sì, sono in minoranza, ma la possibilità ancora c'è. I basically repeated the same answer I gave before, just in Italian.
So the next question is about scholarship. So is it possible to combine the DSU scholarship with university merit-based scholarship?
No. You need to choose one or the other.
Okay, I'll translate it in Russian because it's really an important
question. And actually,
question.
one of the other participants answered. So thank you, Valentina, for your help.
But it's really important to
It is.
hear the answer from the university. Yeah. So, is there a minimum score in TOLC for scholarship?
Okay, not really. Or better, yes, of course. Like for those programs that have the TOLC, the score of the test is the main criteria. However, it's difficult for me to give a minimum score because it changes every year. So I don't doubt the fact that the minimum score that was mentioned was very close to the maximum, so 48 out of 50, but it really varies from year to year.
Thank you. So, is it possible to apply with SAT?
No, we do not accept SAT.
Only TOLC. Yeah?
Only TOLC, yes.
Okay, thank you. So, the fee for the application you can see on the website. Yeah, so it's around 35 euros, if I'm not mistaken.
For the TOLC?
No, for
the application fee.
Yeah.
It's 30 euros.
30. Okay, thank you. So, what can you tell us about FCE exam, Cambridge exam? So, is it accepted at the university?
I just shared the link, and the Cambridge, yes, it's accepted, and the minimum score required for the B2 is 173.
Thank you. So the next question is about status of the applicant. Could you please clarify if a person with a non-EU nationality but who has received their bachelor's degree in the EU will be considered an EU applicant or a non-EU applicant for master degree?
Non-EU applicant.
Okay, thank you.
Because you will still need to get a visa to come to Italy.
Thank you. So the next question is...
The one in Italian?
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, even in the past, Russian citizens could not open a bank account. How much money need Russian students to live in Italy? and I've asked if I can work or open VAT, so work independently, let's say. So if you want, I can answer in both languages. So, okay, I'm not aware about any past. I know of current citizens, Russian citizens, having cards. I don't know about the bank account. So, but definitely, now I'm not allowed to mention banks' names. So I'm sorry, I really cannot do it. But I know that there are Russian students that have cards in Italy.
Camila, I totally agree. Just one word. Yeah, that's actually our students, they managed to open bank account after
good.
they got permit of stay. So it depends on bank, on conditions. I think it's very specific question, but there is no such a rule that it's not possible to open. Yeah, it might be more complicated or less.
Yeah, exactly. And not all banks, that's for sure. But I know for sure that they have banks that do give this opportunity. And in terms of work, you can work up to 20 hours a week. You can get a part-time job because your main goal, you'll come here on a study visa. And I am really not sure about the possibility of working independently. I doubt that you can do it on a study visa, but you will need to verify it here with the immigration office once you arrive. Olga, you want me to answer in Italian as well?
No, I think it's clear. I guess we can also say that in Russian, yeah, for those that everyone can understand.
Sure.
Да, что по поводу открытия банковского счета, это возможно для студентов из России, да, это не такая простая процедура, как и для других иностранцев, это нужно делать после того, как получите вид на жительство. Действительно, есть даже не столько есть и банки, в которых это сложнее, в которых проще, и есть еще некоторые сотрудники, которые не всегда компетентны, они думают, что это невозможно. В общем, вопрос решаем. Будем рады отдельно встретиться с вами и пообщаться, и рассказать о возможностях. Диана, ты продолжишь или мне подхватить?
Подхватишь?
Okay. So I think we already need to go quickly with the rest of the questions. Мы уже больше часа, да, общаемся, не можем так долго задержать Камилу и всех присутствующих. Давайте постараемся ускориться с вопросами. По поводу языковых сертификатов. Ссылку мы отправили. Сертификат о знании немецкого языка, я так понимаю, не нужен, потому что вы будете учиться либо полностью на английском, либо на итальянском. Гёте-сертификат – это сертификат немецкого, поэтому здесь вряд ли он нужен, кроме как если вы выберете какую-то программу, где есть какое-то требование к немецкому языку. Что касается стоимости обучения, мы уже сказали, что фиксированная стоимость в университете для иностранцев, мы ее озвучили, от 2800. Есть стипендии от вуза, merit-based стипендии, которые полностью покрывают обучение, выделяют деньги на проживание, а также ряд других стипендиальных программ. Что касается получения вида на жительство, всем будет полезно понимать, что, выезжая на учебу в Италию, вы получаете учебную визу. Мы, Студия Ренталь, помогаем с подачей в консульство и компетентны в этом вопросе. И вы получаете сначала учебную визу на первый год обучения, затем вы обязаны в первые 8 дней подать на вид на жительство в Италии. Он будет изготавливаться определенное время, выдается тоже сначала на первый год обучения и продлевается по мере учебы. Поэтому дальше вы визой уже не пользуетесь, вы будете пользоваться только видом на жительство. И подаете на него уже в Италии.
Немножечко скажу. Владислав просто не совсем про это спрашивал. Он спрашивал, можно ли ему податься на ВНЖ, имея туристическую визу долгосрочную. Нет, к сожалению, нельзя. ВНЖ выдается только тем, кто имеет студенческие визы.
Спасибо большое, да, я пропустила. Так, Вика, может быть, подхватишь тогда? Мы уже теряем силы.
Так, следующий вопрос. The next question.
По поводу биотехнологии, да, и фармацевтики. Camila, I guess you have all the programs available. So you have biotechnology and pharmaceutical biotechnology programs.
They are open now for non-EU students, and they will close on March 7.
Пока открыты все программы для подачи, в том числе эти. Camila, thanks for your answering in Italian as well. For merit-based scholarship, can there be any minimum GPA?
No, it really depends on the academic committee, and the criteria that are considered are many. So definitely the GPA is important, but it's not the main one. They will definitely look at the motivation letter, in some cases at the papers, if you've had any. So it really depends on the type of program, on the academic committee, as you know, they giving a scholarship for them is a way to try to ensure that you actually enroll in the program. So it's also a way to show them that they really want you. And different professors look for different candidates. There's no specific answer.
Thanks, Камила. Да, для получения MBA-стипендии важны многие факторы. Конечно, и средний балл учитывается, но и мотивация, и разные другие моменты. Camila, a question from Alexei about the structure of a foundation program. If it's not AFAM, but just university, I guess it doesn't matter which subjects student chose on the
No, it doesn't
foundation year.
matter. Yeah.
Thanks. Да, когда вы выбираете программу Foundation, кроме творческих вузов, не важно, какой университет вы выбираете и какой трек вы выбираете в вузе. То есть, если вы выбираете психологию или биологию, математику, это все возможно. То есть, вы можете даже пройти программу Foundation, например, гуманитарный трек, а потом поступать на бакалавриат на техническую программу. Это не важно, вы просто восполняете 12-й год обучения. Так, про банки очень много уже отвечали, не будем останавливаться. Так, should I complete the foundation year if I have a 3-year bachelor? Ну, нет, конечно, если вы отучились уже получили программу бакалавра в любом российском, казахстанском или европейском университете, то вам не нужна программа Foundation, вы поступаете напрямую на магистратуру. Вступительный тест в университете проходит онлайн. Camila, I'm just telling that all the admission tests are online. There is no need to, except, I guess, IMAT, yeah?
Yeah, but I also see a question about Talk E. We don't have any programs in English that requires English Talk E. So our bachelors in English require either an English Talk I or the English Talk F. And those for psychology, a test, an entry test that is managed by the university. So I want to make this clear that if you take the English Talk E, we cannot accept it because none of our programs requires it. So I don't know if it's a typo or, something different.
Да, вот Лейли, да, если я правильно произношу, в Падуе нет программ, где требуется толк И, который пишется как Е, да, English, то есть там есть только толк И. Толк I, то есть, да. Так, на что мы еще не ответили? Мне кажется, что нам пора уже завершать. Коллеги, подскажите, что-то у нас еще важное такое мы пропустили или нет?
Анастасия спрашивает, какой тип визы ей нужен, чтобы сдать вступительный тест. Но есть же медицинские программы, которые
да, как я и
сдаются.
сказала, что на все вступительные тесты их можно сдавать онлайн, кроме экзамена на медицинскую программу IMAT, и тогда вам нужно выезжать, вы делаете туристическую визу, вы собираете стандартный пакет на туристическую визу и прикрепляете, что вы выезжаете на тест, и этого достаточно, чтобы выехать в Италию. Потом вы, если успешно зачисляетесь, то возвращаетесь и делаете визу D, учебную визу. Запись вебинара сегодняшнего вы можете запросить у нас по контактам Студиары Италия. Попрошу коллег еще раз отправить наши контакты, чтобы вы могли нам написать, задать вопросы или получить запись. Продублировать ответ в чат. Так, мастерская программа.
Я могу ответить, можно?
Да, давай.
Да, есть программа в университете Падуа Strategies and Communication. Она действительно указана как на английском языке и на итальянском языке. Но это две разных специализации, вы выбираете, на которые вы поступаете. Если вы поступаете на специализацию на английском языке, то вам требуется только сертификат английского языка. Если на итальянском, то только итальянского. B2.
Мне кажется, это как раз можно вот еще раз тоже продублировать с Камилой, как финальный вопрос. Камила, are we right that we said that about the program, master program strategies in communication? that there are two options of study.
Yeah, there are two study tracks. So depending on which you want to enroll, you need to present a certificate. So if you want to enroll in the one in Italian, the certificate required is in Italian. If you want to study in English, we only require you the English certificate.
Perfect. I'm happy that our consultants
I
gave
know.
also the correct information.
You know, I don't speak Russian, but I can grasp and I know that I'm in great hands. So I'm not worried. Feel free to answer the questions that for which you know the answers.
Thank you so much, Camila. I think that we managed to answer all the questions. И я призываю студентов, мы должны завершать сегодняшнее мероприятие. Спасибо всем большое за участие. Несмотря на то, что мы уже почти 1,5 часа с вами общаемся, еще 50 человек присутствует на сегодняшнем вебинаре. Мы остаемся с вами на связи. Желаем вам удачного поступления и будем рады помочь вам со всеми вопросами. Camila, thank you so much for your time, for your really informative presentation. It's always a pleasure to see you and to run a joint event with the University of Padova. So we hope that many students will be successful and they will be admitted and enrolled to the University of Padova this year. So thank you so much. Maybe you can say just final words to participants.
Well, pleasure is all mine, as always, and thank you to the entire team and to all the participants that attended the webinar today. We'll definitely send a follow-up to these meetings, so you can have all the links you need to verify your eligibility and to submit a successful application. Thank you again, and I do wish everybody a lovely evening.
Perfect.
Ciao.
Thank you so much, Camila.
Thank
I haven't
you.
seen so many things in the end of presentation like today. You see,
That's
everybody
good.
is really grateful. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Всем приятного
Bye-bye.
вечера. Остаемся на связи. Всего хорошего. Прощаемся с вами.